Hey guys, welcome back. We are still on elasticity, but we've got a new elasticity measurement. Now we're going to look at the cross-price elasticity of demand. That is a different elasticity measurement. I want to caution you, okay? When kids start learning about elasticity, they're introduced right away to price elasticity of demand. That's not what this is, price elasticity of demand. And they begin to use the terms interchangeably, elasticity and price elasticity of demand. And I just want it to be clear, okay? Elasticity is a general concept, okay? It's the percent change in a dependent variable with relation to a percent change in an independent variable. Elasticity, general concept. Underneath elasticity is all kinds of elasticity measurements. One of them, the one that almost all textbooks and professors, including here at Econ Busters, that we start talking about is price elasticity of demand. But that's just one type of elasticity. This is another elasticity measurement, okay? Cross-price elasticity of demand. To get its formula up on the board, I want to go back to the general formula for elasticity. Just once again, really quickly, we hear elasticity, percent change in a dependent variable with respect to a percent change in an independent variable, okay? That's the general formula. If we know this, we can kind of think our way into any type of elasticity measurement we're asked about. So this is cross-price elasticity of demand. I just want you to know, this is what I use, XPED, cross, right? The cross-price elasticity of demand. I have noticed a lot of textbooks, though, they drop the P, they just put XED. So if you see XED, that's the same as cross-price elasticity of demand. Here we go, formula. We know the general formula. What are we doing here? Well, we've got the percent change, remember, cross-price elasticity of demand, of QD for a particular good, okay? Good A, okay, so percent change in quantity demanded for good A with percent change in price of good B. So we've got two different goods. That's that word cross right there, okay? We're looking at two different goods. A price change for one and the QD change for the other. Okay, next. I want you to see this number line right here, okay? Interesting thing about this number line. I've got an arrow pointing left and right. I did not have that for PED. When you looked at the PED number line, I just had a 0 and only had the right-hand side. Why? Because all PED values are negative. All of them are negative. So what do economists do? They report them in absolute value terms, right? Those are those two lines right there on the formula, making it absolute value terms. So PED is always reported as positive. Why? Because it's always negative. I know, a little bit confusing. But XPED, it could be both positive and negative, and which one it is very important, okay? Whether it's positive or negative tells us if the goods are substitutes or complements, and that's the main thing we're using XPED values for. The main thing we're trying to figure out are the goods substitutes or complements, and how big of substitutes and how big of complements are they? There's all kinds of important public policy questions, okay? We might want to know the relationship between gasoline and mass transit, or sodas and fruit juice, or fruit and sugary snacks, okay? There's so many things that we want to understand the relationship between those goods. If we're thinking about taxing one, what's going to be the impact on the other good? Just a lot of public policy questions where we want to know if the goods are complements or substitutes, and to what degree they're complements and substitutes, okay? So let's get at it. Let's figure out. If we get a negative value, does that mean they're complements or substitutes? If we get a positive value, does that mean they're complements or substitutes? The way to do this, I think, is just pick some really good examples and just think through them, okay? I know that peanut butter and jelly, and so do you, peanut butter and jelly are complements, right? Those are a really good example of complementary goods, things we generally buy together. So let's just think through the logic, okay? Increase in the price of peanut butter. If we get an increase in the price of peanut butter, we're going to buy less peanut butter, we know that, but we're also going to buy less jelly. Why are we going to buy less jelly? Because we're buying less peanut butter and we buy these two things together. So increase in the price of peanut butter, buy less jelly. So up arrow, down arrow. Inverse relationship, negative relationship. Remember, peanut butter and jelly, complements. So negative means complements, means the relationship is complement. Are complementary. Now, notice, if the number was really close to 0, let's say it was a negative 0.01, well, they'd be complements, but barely complements at all. The further we go that way, as the negative number gets bigger, okay? As that negative number gets bigger, as we go that direction, how much they function as complements, as things brought together, just as increasing and increasing and increasing, okay? As we go that direction, as the negative number gets larger. Okay, next, let's talk about substitutes. Substitutes, Coke and Pepsi, right? Coke and Pepsi. Price of Coca-Cola goes up. If the price of Coca-Cola goes up, once again, we're going to buy less Coca-Cola. What does it mean for Pepsi? We're going to buy more Pepsi, right? Why? Because we're buying less Coca-Cola. So price of Coca-Cola goes up, we buy more Pepsi, okay? Increasing arrow, increasing arrow. Increase the price of Coca-Cola, increasing the quantity demand for Pepsi, positive number, positive relationship, positive number. Hey, we got substitute. Same logic for substitutes as complements. We get a number like a positive 0.01. They're substitutes, but barely at all. As that number gets larger and larger and larger, the degree that they are substitutes goods in which we buy one instead of the other is just increasing. Anyhow, there you go. That's cross price elasticity of demand. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you in the next video.